Hello, Coach.
Hello.
We'll go ahead and get started. First question, Mark Berman.
Well, you know what I want to ask you, Stephen, right? I know you don't have a whole lot of choices, but who's your starting lineup tonight?
Yeah, we're holding on to our starting lineup again, Mark. I apologize for that, but we only have 8 guys, so you can fill in the blanks, but we'll hold on to it.
Well, not really. I can't fill in the blanks, but you don't have to apologize. My goodness. One other thing I wanted to ask you, how disappointed were you for Jae'Sean that he didn't make the Rising Stars roster?
Yeah, very disappointed. I thought he earned it, and there's only a handful of guys. I mean, there's only so many spots, so at some level I get it, but to me, he earned it. He's done everything that we've needed him to do, but for him to just be in consideration is awesome, to come from where he was to where he is now and be considered for that. I'm happy. So sad but happy.
Jonathan Fagan.
In a tough stretch of the year, is it almost useful that tonight there'll be maybe a different sort of electricity, a different feeling for a game like this? Can that be helpful to a team going through what you guys are going through?
Possibly. I mean, we try to look at everything as a positive. Whatever we're kind of facing, whatever adversity that we're trying to tackle, we try to tackle it in a positive manner. So, yeah, the fact that it's a national televised game, the fact that the crowd, I'm sure, will be into it, the fact that James is back, and all of those things makes it for a environment that you can kind of grasp onto. Obviously, the opponent tonight is very tough, so that part isn't great. But yeah, we're needing some fire, and I assume tonight's atmosphere will give it to us.
Thank you.
Adam Spaulding.
Stephen, how did John come away physically from playing both games of that back-to-back?
Good. He was he got his treatment. He was okay. Didn't have any like major stuff. Was sore, obviously, but yeah, he was good. He was good. I was so proud of him and so proud of Vic and so proud of Tuck for their basically selflessness. Like, John Wall is coming back from a major injury, 2 years. Victor Oladipo, major injury. And for those guys to just stay in the game and do whatever it took to try to win that game really meant a lot to me. And I appreciate those guys for that.
Cody Davis.
Hey, Coach. Basically, from what you are seeing from the sideline and, where this team is right now on this losing streak, how much is just the result of you just not having enough bodies? Because during the time when you had everybody, we got a glimpse of how good this team can actually be when everybody is healthy.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it for sure. And we're going through it right now with guys kind of in and out of the lineup. There's a lot of that going on in the league right now, so we're not completely absolving ourselves, or at least I'm not absolving myself of responsibility. But yeah, when we're whole as a group, I feel like we're pretty good. It's just we haven't been whole for a very long time, and we're struggling through. But it's a tough deal. It's nothing easy. My dad would always call the NBA "no boys allowed," so he's right about that one.
Mark Medina.
All things considered, what were your takeaways during the brief time you were coaching James?
Yeah, I mean, he's basically a basketball savant as far as his knowledge of the game, as far as his recall, as far as his being able to read situations and adapt to them. He is a worker, pre-practice, post-practice, in practice. communicates with his teammates, competitive, very competitive. So yeah, those are the things that stood out when he was here. And you know, he's also one of the best basketball players in the world.
Brian Beerfield.
Coach, just two quick questions. One, have you had a conversation with James since he left here? And two, how were you able to use some of the old video and tape that you had of him when you were assistant coach at other places to be able to prepare for this game?
So I feel like we spoke quickly, or maybe texted back and forth or something. I talked to him a little bit after the Laker game, and then that following day, he got traded or whatever. So we haven't really spoken very much, or you know, we were in contact, but nothing consequential, I guess. As far as watching and preparing for him, I did watch some stuff that we did in Dallas against him, and some of the stuff that teams did to him last year, some of the stuff the teams have done to him this year. You know, it's a different situation just because of the roster differences between the Rockets of old and the Nets of right now. But yeah, he's hard to prepare for, really hard, because he's so versatile, really obviously a great scorer, but one of the things that makes him great is his passing ability. So makes him hard to guard and hard to prepare for.
Jason Bristol.
Stephen, have you even considered how the crowd or fans may react to James being back? And if you haven't, how should they?
I hadn't, I guess, I was just preparing for the game, but I would hope that it would be positive for him. He did a lot for this organization. So we'll see, obviously, but I would assume it would be positive. He's done a whole lot, scored a lot of points, carried this team to the playoffs, and was here for a long time. And there were much more good moments with James Harden for the Rockets than bad. So he should be recognized for that.
We'll take one more. Mark Berman.
And do you have an update on David Nwaba?
Yeah, David's going to have surgery on his wrist, and he's going to be out for at least 6 weeks, I believe.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.